Hi there, I'm back, and today I just want to do a quick review on the shoes I wear to do my Zumba exercise routine. And I have two pairs here because one is older. This is a Zumba branded shoe. This one is a brand called Ryka. That's Ryka is how it's spelled. So let's do these one at a time. We'll do the Zumba first. These are older shoes, so technically, I'm not really reviewing these today. I just want to show you what I have as a comparison. When I bought these easily 6 years ago, when I started using the Zumba for We program, they only had like 3, 4, maybe 5 styles out because there was such a huge demand for sneakers that had the smoothness on the ball of the foot. So these are quite comfortable. However, they have very, very little arch support in through here, which is why you see something blue in there. I actually, over time, that got flatter and flatter, so I actually just put in a pair of arch supports. Nothing fancy, just something from a shoe store that would fill the gap, and it did make them a lot more comfortable. The nice thing about these shoes is they're widely available online. I bought mine through Amazon.com. And again, it is the smooth sole is what you're looking for, especially in this area because, as you know, if you've done Zumba or a dance routine similar to it, there is a lot of pivoting involved on the ball of the foot. So, and sometimes the whole foot, if you're kind of moving, doing hip gyrations and moving your whole body in a circle, turning around, in other words. So you will need that nice slip on there. These, when I purchased them, I think I paid about $70 or $75 for them. And Zumba branded shoes will run anywhere from 50 to probably 100, 120. It all depends on the shoe that you're buying. They do have quite a few more styles. I mean, probably 5 or 6 pages of styles, where they used to just have a few styles back when I bought these, like I mentioned earlier. They also have them for different purposes. They're not all just Zumba with the flat sole anymore. They actually sell professional dance shoes as well, where there's a little bit more of a break in here rather than the sole just going from front to back like this. You have a more of a stacked heel and a stacked ball of the foot, and then this is all open in here, if for more freedom of movement for pointing and things like that. But I'm just going to cover the shoes that are meant to use for Zumba. The reason I finally bought these was that a month or two into using the Zumba for We, which was way, way back in, I want to say, 2011. So that goes back a ways. I was just using whatever low-rise sneaker I happen to have with the least amount of tread. Well, that little bit of tread I had, which was mostly right in here, got very sticky and grabby, and I began to have very sore knees from all the pivoting because your body is moving, the inertia is got you moving, but your shoes are sticking to the floor and they're not coming with you. That can cause an injury. I've never had knee or ankle issues ever in my life, and when my knees started to ache during the routine, I knew immediately it was because I wasn't able to slide as freely as I should. I bought these, and the very first time I used them, no knee pain whatsoever, and none since, I will say. So it did make a really big difference. So moving on, these are pretty worn out, and I wanted something with a little bit more support, and let's face it, a backup pair. You can have sneakers that look perfectly fine like this, but they wear out from the inside, especially sneakers that you're wearing for workout. They're getting more of a pounding than everyday shoes, just walking around or running errands. These are made by Ryka. I love this company because it is a company that is owned by women. It's run by women employees, and all the products they make are only for women. So if that's important to you, this is a great brand to look into. They sell only athletic shoes from what I've seen, but just hundreds of styles for any type of athletic type of sport or activity that you're into. Their company line is they're designed for women only. They have, and what they mean by that is the heels are narrower because women have narrower heels than men generally as a general rule. It's roomier in the forefront here of the forefoot, I should say. Sorry. There's increased instep volume. So that would be in through here, which is the top of the foot. And it's more secure footbed down at the bottom. So you're not slipping back and forth front to back. So, and they are lightweight shoes. They're very nice. I found that the difference between this shoe and this shoe doing the exact same routine is the Ryka. A lot of these stripes and straps you see on the outside are not just there for looks. They actually, for me anyway, they provide more support across the top of my foot. So when you're pivoting and swirling in circles and things like that, your foot isn't going to roll this way. It really lends a lot of support. And again, if you look at the bottom, it has the pivot circles here. There's also some smoothness back here. So if you're out shopping for shoes, in brick and mortar stores, and you want to find something for this, specifically for this type of exercise or Zumba directly, you want to, not just see any obvious tread, but you're going to look at the shoe upside down like this. There shouldn't be any tread sticking up at all. You should be able to just see flatness. So you see all these ridges in here, but these are just slots to make the shoe more flexible when you're using it, when you're actually wearing it and using it. But it is absolutely flat. And if they have, I know a lot of stores are carpeted, if they will allow you to walk out onto the mall floor, the bare floor, or if they have a bare floor patch somewhere in the store itself, go over and walk over there and pivot on them to make sure there's nothing sticky or grabby, because that will cause knee and ankle injuries, trust me. I didn't want to blow out my knees. I've never had knee and ankle issues. I've always had pretty strong legs from ice skating a lot as a kid, growing up in a state that has very long winters. So you want to make sure you can move in it freely without causing injuries. It is a very fun workout, and you just don't want to hurt yourself and then not be able to continue it. Or be stuck nursing an injury for weeks or a month or two and not get any exercise in, which is really, really frustrating. I found both of these pair of shoes I purchased from Amazon. Amazon.com. I know they probably don't have this particular style, the Zumba shoe, anymore, but they have hundreds of styles now. I looked, before I started this video, I went on the Amazon site just to see what was available. They had 5 or 6 pages of shoes. And like I said earlier, in various styles, and high top, low top, mid-range, mid-top, in between. The Ryka as well has hundreds and hundreds of styles. But again, you want to make sure, if you're going to go Ryka, make sure you look for that pivot circle on the bottom. Make sure it's a style where on Amazon's really good at putting all those little photos on the left margin on the product page that you can just scan over or click on. And make sure that you can see that there is a picture of the sole of the shoe. Because if you don't know, or it doesn't have that pivot circle, you will have some problems with it sticking to the floor, and you don't want to hurt yourself. So these range anywhere in price from, say, $50 to probably a little over $100, or depending on the style you choose. I suppose it could go even higher than that. The Ryka, this particular style ranges in price anywhere from, say, $25 to $30 all the way up to $80. Now, when I bought these a couple of years ago in 2015, I paid, I think, $70 or $75. It was a newer style back then. It's been out for a while now. This is actually called the Women's Influence Cross Training Shoe, is what this one is. So it comes in lots of different color combinations. This happens to be, I think, the black and sugar plum. Unfortunately, I don't think this color combo is available anymore, or it might be limited sizes. But they do have at least 4 different color combinations you can choose from. So that is my review today on shoes for Zumba and dance-like activities and exercise routines. I probably should have done this soon after my review of the DVD itself for Zumba. So I apologize for that, but life goes on and you get busy doing other things. But I did want to make sure I covered that. If you don't want to invest in another pair of shoes, and if you shopped on Amazon with any regularity, especially something that comes in sizes, you click on your size and all different prices pop up, because a lot of times it depends on the seller that happens to have your size in stock for you. If you don't want to invest $70, $80 in a pair of shoes, at least to start with, until you know you're going to like the routine and wear them regularly, they do have these little spandex sleeves that will fit over the ball of your foot. So you'd put your shoe on, and then you would pull this spandex sleeve on, and it usually fits from here to here. So it will cover the tread if all you have is a running shoe or your everyday sneaker. Make sure it has good foot support, and then you would pull that on, and it would cover that up so that you have some slip on a bare floor. If you have carpeted floors, Zumba makes a specific type of thing that's similar to that. It's the same stretchy, snug fitting spandex fabric, but it actually fits over your entire foot. So it's like putting a sock on over your shoe, and it fits just under the shoe here and here so that you can, you see the laces. That will cover the entire sole of your shoe, because carpeting, if you're just going to use that little sleeve that fits over the ball of the foot, it may roll up and maybe come off or roll up into a ball and be uncomfortable, and you're constantly having to stop to straighten that out, which can be kind of frustrating because once you're warmed up, you just want to keep moving, right? So there are those options as well, and those are quite a bit cheaper, anywhere from $8 to $15 or $20, depending on where, again, the seller and the style of that foot sock that you're going to use. So that would be a great starter if you're just starting out with Zumba. And if you really, really like it, then you can invest in a pair of shoes. So that is my review today on the Ryka shoe specifically and their brand, and the Zumba shoes for comparison for the same purpose of doing the Zumba exercise routines. If you have the right equipment, it's a lot more fun to do, especially if you're obviously not going to injure yourself doing it. So if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.